Hi, welcome back to Comfy Cozy Knitting. If this is your first time, welcome to Comfy Cozy Knitting. My name is Laura, and I'm excited to share with you what I've been working on since the last video. I just have a couple projects for you today, and then I hope to share a quote or two from some books that I've been reading. Yeah, I have a nice, cozy homemade turmeric latte. I have turmeric dry spice mix that I made, put together, and I steamed it with oat milk, and it is so good. It's relaxing and it has a bit of cayenne in it. Not too much, but I find that while it's enjoyable to drink just because it's tasty and relaxing, that it also helps me to be fierce when I feel like I'm starting to get sick. The cayenne, along with the other spices, just has a way of kicking back like any type of agitation that is happening in my throat. And so, yes, I love, love, love this bad boy. So good, so good. Mm. Okay, just making sure the mic's still on. All right, so I have a couple of projects to share with you. The first project, I suppose I have a notification. All right. My first project that I'll share with you is the Musselburgh hat that I'm knitting for my brother for Christmas. It's almost done, and I do think that I will finish it in time. Okay. Yes, this is the project bag. So if you're not familiar with the Musselburgh hat, you might be like, "Girl, it's time to stop." But how the Musselburgh hat works is it's a double layered hat. And so I started here with little increases. I can't remember of the name of the cast on I used. And then I increase, and you can see those increases coming down. There's like 4 lines like that. And then you just knit, and I have about an inch more to go here, and then I will do decreases that mirror those increases and close it out here. Then I will push. Let's see if I can kind of mimic what will happen. I will basically pull this in. I won't have anywhere to put my hand, but basically you push one side in, and this would be like going into the other side. Okay, this is not a good demonstration, but I think you can visualize. Basically, I will push one side in, and then I'll have the hat shape, and it will be 2 layers. My husband has one. I knit him one last year. Maybe I'll pop up a picture, and he loves it. My brother walks to work, and so I'm hoping that this wool hat will keep his head nice and warm. And this is knit in Lacava Nano, and I'm actually running out of yarn, sadly. I'm knitting this as a DK weight yarn. I'm knitting this on size 5 needles. It really should be 4. It really should be. But because it's double layered, I think it's going to be fine. I would like it to be a bit more of a tighter fabric. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, I am pulling it apart some, but like it's not like Adam's hat is DK, and I knit it in size 3, and that thing is dense. So I don't necessarily think it needs to be size 3, but I think size 4 would have been better. But I'm running out of yarn, and I don't have gray yarn. I'm not going to go buy any gray yarn. So I'm just going to do blue, and that's going to be the inside of the hat. That's just how I'm going to solve that problem. So yeah, it's taking me, I want to say I cast this on in October. So it's been going for quite a bit. I will double check that and correct myself if I need to. That's project number 1. You may recall some socks I've been working on. Those are on the back burner, so I'm not even going to pull that out. I apologize for the lighting. I think I said that last time too. I'm just not getting to this during daylight hours, and I'm not using any fancy ring lights or anything. I do have one downstairs. It's all dusty. I just don't feel like doing all that. So my next project I'm really spicy excited about is, oh my gosh, you guys, this video is so real. I didn't do my hair. Oh, okay. Well, they're about to be home, so this is just it, you guys. This is real. Sometimes I do walk out the house like this. Like, I meant to put a headband on, and like, I'm just gonna lean into this. This is freeform locking. I'm just letting my hair do what it does. It is what it is. Okay. So my next project is the men's classic Raglan Pullover by Jane Richmond. I have that memorized. I don't remember the designer for the Musselburgh. I should, because it's so popular. But I don't, and I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the sweater. Back up some. Can you see this? It's so like coming. You see the sleeve? It's with the cuff. Adam told me he wanted the nice long cuffs. It's about 3 inches here. And I think it's long enough. I'm scared to do the what's it called? The bind off, the tubular bind off, or Italian sewn. I want to make sure everything's, the right length. I want him to try it on, but I've been lazy about making sure that I don't lose stitches and everything. In fact, I'm about to lose some right now on the body. So I need to get this on some string or another set of needles. Maybe I'll do that and let him try this on so I can rest assured that everything's good, because I don't want to have to undo the bind off and do it again, as I'm going to have to do up here. And that's also why I haven't done the hem on the body yet, because I just want to make sure it's right. I want to make sure it's right before I do it. So also I want to make sure the sleeves, I'd rather have, actually, I want the body to be long enough, and I want the sleeves to be long enough, but I would rather have long, like the sleeves hit the exact right spot and the body be a little short than for it to be the other way around. So we'll see. Also, what it is it's going to let me know like how long that hem should be as well. So yeah, I'm really pleased. It would be really nice if I could finish this as the back. If I could finish this by Christmas. One thing I want to show you is it's really clear to me which side the front is, this is the back. And I know it's the back because of this marker, but also like if you see the raglan, like you can see that it's more narrow here, and that's the back, and it's wider in the front. I think that's right. Right? Yeah, that's right. So I just think that's interesting, because on my sweaters, it's not as clear. So that's why I do little things to make sure I remember where I started and what's supposed to be the back, because I tend to not be able to figure it out. I can't tell where my short rows are. It seems like it should be obvious, but it's not. So anyway, I find that to be interesting. I think I mentioned before that I'm going to undo this. That's probably what I'm going to do next after I finish the second sleeve. Is I'll go ahead and fix this, since I'm dreading that, so that I can just finish off everything with the body and it'll be done. I don't have anything that I'm dreading at the end. So those are my 2 projects. All right. And I still have plenty of yarn. That's Drops Alaska. I don't remember the color, but I will put the project in my notes so you can look up all the details you want. Knitting in size 7 with size 7 US 7 needles, and I believe that's like 4 millimeters or 4.5, one of those, maybe, I don't know. And for the hem, cuffs, collar, I'm doing US 6. So that might be 4 millimeters. I don't know. I'll put it up there. I'll put it up there. I should just get used to using that, but like when I'm shopping, I'm just used to looking at the US sizes. So that's my reference point. I am going to transition now to Cozy with Books. I've been reading The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm familiar with the storyline because of studying French, but I haven't read the whole book. So I'm excited to do that with a group of women. We're going to discuss it next month. I started it this month, and so I'm hoping to finish it in time. I have a goal of reading about 2 chapters a day, and I have not been meeting that goal this week. Last week I did. So I have some catching up to do. But it's been a good read. If you're familiar with the story, I think I'm just now wrapping up the part that's like fun to read. And he's now is about to get into some darker segments of the story. So I'm just curious what it's going to be like. Am I going to be able to plow through that, or am I going to slow down much like I have in Crime and Punishment? I will return to that. I didn't stop because I'm like too bogged down. I stopped so I could read this book with women. I definitely think it's more fun to read books with others. And so if I know that friends of mine are reading a book, then I'm going to pause my books and read that because I would love to discuss it, especially if it's a book I already know I want to read. Like I wanted to read Sense and Sensibility this year, but I pushed that back and read Persuasion because 2 friends of mine, they don't even know each other, were reading it. And I thought, well, that's more fun. I know I want to read Persuasion eventually. I'll just go ahead and read it now so I can discuss it with friends. So I put Crime and Punishment on the back burner. I'm about halfway through and started Count of Monte Cristo. I'm also just finished Up from Slavery, Booker T. Washington's autobiography. And so I'm still writing down some of my quotes from that. So I have not returned it to the library yet. I'm also reading Foundation by Isaac. Is it something like Asimov, or I don't know. He's a famous sci-fi writer. He's also written some other things unrelated. I'm reading that with that same group of women. My husband's reading it with me too. He's reading it to me at night. I usually fall asleep and then he tells me what happened. That's been interesting. I doubt that I will quote it, but also I just started Men Like Gods by H.G. Wells. Not one that I was familiar with, but I'm reading it because I learned that Brave New World was written in response to that, kind of poking at H.G. Wells' optimism about technology in the future. So I'm like, oh man, I need to read this book. So I did just check it out. Even though I have a lot of other books I'm reading, I was like, somehow I'm just gonna squeeze this in along with Cal Newport's Digital Minimalism. I have no idea when I'm going to actually read that, but I'm picking it up like tomorrow from the library. Yeah, I have a problem. You guys have a problem. So I am still reading Flannery O'Connor. I am like enthralled. I read her every Sunday, a short story, and then I'm also working through her essays. It's a book called Mystery and Manners. It's so good. So yes, so let me read you a quote. My first quote will be from Count of Monte Cristo. He says, "Be happy, noble heart. Be blessed for all the good you have done and will yet do. Let my gratitude remain hidden in the shadows like your good deeds." For you to know the significance of that line, I mean, you just gotta read it. Like, I just was choking up right there. Highlight for me so far in the book. My the quote I really want to read starts here and it's like goes all the way down and here. So I'm gonna spare you that because I mean that's a long quote. Okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it and hope that my phone doesn't die. Okay, so this is Dante's from Count of Monte Cristo, and he's talking to his good friend, this other prisoner. So this is what he says. "My true treasure, my friend, is not the one that awaits me under the dark rocks of Monte Cristo, but your presence and the time that we spend together for 5 or 6 hours a day in spite of our jailers. It is these rays of understanding that you have shown into my brain and the languages that you have implanted in my memory and which now grow there, putting out further branches of language in their turn. The many sciences that you have brought within my grasp by the depth of your own knowledge of them and the clarity of the basic principles which you have derived from them. This is my treasure, my friend. This is what you have given to make me rich and happy. Believe me and console yourself. This is worth more to me than tons of gold and trunkloads of diamonds, even if they were not uncertain, like those clouds which can be seen in the morning above the sea, and which appear to be dry land, but which evaporate, disperse, and fade away as one approaches them. Having you close to me for as long as possible, hearing your eloquent voice as it enlightens my mind, retempering my soul, making my whole being capable of great and awe-inspiring deeds, if ever I should be free, filling my mind and soul so thoroughly that the despair to which I was ready to give way when I met you can no longer find any place in them. This is my fortune. It is not a chimera. I truly owe it to you and all the sovereigns on earth, were they all Caesar Borgias, could not succeed in taking it away from me. All right, that was a lot. I should have read it a few times before I did it for you. Also, probably should have just picked up the book and found the quote because it is harder to read my cursive handwriting than that book. So thank you for, if you're still here, thank you for sitting through that. And if you can bear it, I have one quote from Booker T. Washington. I think I want to share one that I think might be ironic. I was going to share one about hard work because he's really big on hard work, but I just think this is interesting related to AI. He says, the individual who can do something that the world wants done will, in the end, make his way regardless of his race. Now, there he's obviously encouraging the Black people, the Negro people at the time to spend their energies on learning these skills, working hard, and offering something of use to the community at large and all that. But I think that's interesting in regards to AI and the discussions around its usefulness and the fear of losing jobs and all of that. In one way, you can encourage human beings in this to try to make themselves useful and maybe having to think more out of the box about what that will look like in the future. But on the other hand, it could be an explanation for why AI will be used because it can do something that the world wants done. So anyway, that is my quote. Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here, for listening to my quotes. I just think books are very important. I could go on and on about books, about old books, and about how powerful they've been in my life recently. But I won't. I will spare you that and just thank you for being here. Thank you for hearing about my knitting. I hope that you are knitting something fun, that if you're gifting anything that you've knit, that it's completed or it will be completed soon, or you have made peace with the fact that it will not be done. And yeah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. See you next time.